on, guys? Alex here with TFL Bike, and right here I have the Kawasaki Z900. I've been really curious about this bike for quite some time now. So in this video, we're gonna take it for a ride, dive into all the details, and see what it's about. Let's get right into it. Naked sport bikes have exploded in the past couple years, and they're super fun to ride, but this takes a different approach to its competition, the MT-09 and the Street Triple. Those are both 3 cylinders. This uses a 948cc inline 4 made into a 6-speed transmission, makes 125 horsepower and 73.1 foot-pounds of torque. Here we go, Z900 time. Initial impressions are, this is a super comfortable bike. I feel like I'm sitting on a couch right now, which is a little bit of a weird feeling because I'm in this weird middle ground between comfy and being in this sport riding position because my legs are so high, but it's comfortable, and I feel like I can throw my elbows out, really get in a sporty riding position. I love the way the tank is cut out so I can grip my knees onto the side of it. Super comfortable. Second thing is, it's really quiet, but it still sounds really good. I mean, right now I'm 4,000 RPM. I can barely hear the bike over the wind noise coming through my helmet, but if I downshift a couple times, yeah. Inline 4s sound really good when they're screaming, so this is a good sounding bike. The other thing is, it's extremely smooth. I mean, really smooth. This engine's like butter. And that leads to barely any vibrations in the foot pegs and handlebars. So it feels very refined, and I'm really liking how smooth this engine is. Let's talk about the design a little bit, and I know looks are subjective, but I really think this is an awesome looking bike. It has that angry kind of front end, definitely looks like it's an aggressive bike, which, you know, matches its riding characteristics for sure. But I love the color scheme too. This white on black tank is really cool, and there is a ton of metallic flake in this paint, both the white and the black and the green. Super metallic paint job. Looks really cool. You have some of these graphics on the side here, and what I really love about this is the frame and the wheels. You can see this green frame that matches the green wheels perfectly. Ever since Kawasaki came out with the H2 with the green frame, it's kind of been trickling down to some of the other bikes, and it's really nice to see on the Z900. This color scheme just looks awesome. All right, now I just want to give you an idea of how I fit on the bike and what the riding position is like. I'm 5'10" for reference, and this has a very low seat height, 31.5 inches. I'm able to flat foot no problem. The bike weighs 467.5 pounds, so I feel like I have a ton of control over it. The seat's very low. I feel like I'm sitting in this bike rather than on top of it, and the rider foot pegs are actually in a pretty aggressive position too. They're pretty high up and kicked back, so it's pretty easy to lean into this bike, get your elbows out, and kind of ride it like a sport bike if you want to. It's very comfortable though. I don't feel like my back would get tired on this. It is a very comfortable bike to sit in, and yeah, I like how high the tank comes up. It feels like it's almost at my chest when I'm riding it. It's a comfy bike, it feels good. And yeah, I like the riding position. All right, let's power on this dash here because the dash is pretty nice looking. It's a full color TFT display. I forget the exact size, but I'll flash it up on the screen right now. You've got some dummy indicators on either side of there. And yeah, pretty basic layout. Gear indicator, tach, fuel gauge. We've got some parameters you can go through here using this control. So if I hit the up button, it is going to change between trip A, trip B, odometer, and that's it. If I go to the bottom button, it will switch that bottom section there between a bunch of different parameters as well. And there's different riding modes as well. Those are adjusted using this little arrow key on the left side handlebar. So I'm in sport right now. That's what I've been riding around most of the day in. But if you hold the bottom button, and you kind of have to hold for a long time, it'll flip you into road. Do it again, and it'll put you into rain mode. And then one more time, and that'll put you into rider, and then you can customize the power level and the traction control setting. I wish this was a little easier to scroll through. You can do it while you're riding. The throttle does have to be closed, but you have to hold the button for such a long time that I feel like I slow down too much and I need to get back into the throttle. So I wish the timing on that was a little bit shorter, but that's a very minor complaint. You guys want to see my favorite part about the Z900 and naked sport bikes? Launching from the intersection. I don't know, I just love it. Going up from 0 to 40 or 60 or whatever that was as quickly as possible, and then trying to come back down so you're not breaking the speed limit too bad. That's what's so fun about these bikes, pure acceleration. This bike has a really good power band too. Good power all the way through the rev range. You don't feel like you're sluggish down low or you're losing anything up top, it's dying out. It seems well balanced all the way through. I need to get a little bit of speed here to really have you understand what I'm talking about, but this bike really likes to be leaned over in the corners. It just really likes to dive in and stay there. I don't know if you can really see what I mean. These are really wide turns, but this stays where it is leaned over, which is really, really nice. This feels like you can just cruise at 50 miles an hour and you're not making a ton of noise. And it's just a cruiser right now, but then downshift a couple times, and you've got a pretty crazy bike. As far as suspension goes, 41mm inverted fork up front, pretty standard stuff for this kind of motorcycle. You do have some adjustability in them, preload and rebound adjustment. You can see right there on the left side, but on the right side, no adjustment screw. And then coming back to the rear shock here, we have a good view of it over on the right side of the bike here, and this is also adjustable for preload and rebound damping as well. As far as brakes go up front, you can see we have dual 300mm discs, and out back a single 250mm disc. This bike does have ABS as well. All right, let's talk about the competition as we're cruising here a little bit, because you have to. It's so stiff. And you know exactly what bike I'm gonna say. MT-09. It's only a couple $100 more than this, the new one. This bike has never gotten as much love as the MT-09. And I don't think that's quite fair, at least when you compare this to the second gen MT-09, the one that I own. When you're looking at the third gen MT-09, the one that just came out, this is a little bit of a harder buy, because the new MT-09, it's got the 6-axis IMU, it's got an up and down quick shifter, and it's only a couple $100 more than this. Granted, this has a little bit more horsepower. I hope they update it, because I think the inline 4 in a naked sport bike is an awesome combination. I think Kawasaki needs to add the same tech to this bike in order to entice people to switch over from Yamaha to Kawasaki. And I think more people should try to ride this bike, because an inline 4 and an upright sport bike is an awesome combo. And a lot of people who ride these bikes will agree, because a lot of people buying naked sport bikes came off of leader bikes, big inline 4s and race bikes, and now they want something a little more comfortable. And with this, you keep the inline 4 sound and feeling, and you're more comfortable on the road. Still plenty of power. It just needs more tech. So yeah, drop any questions down below. Really appreciate it. This is a sweet bike. Definitely go check one out if you haven't ridden one yet, because inline 4, man. It's pretty fun. There you have it, guys, the Z900 from Kawasaki. I had a blast riding this bike today. This motor has a ton of power, it's super smooth too, and it's just really fun having an inline 4 in a naked upright sport bike. It's a super cool combination. Thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget to head on over to tflbike.com so you don't miss any stories in the motorcycle world. Also, stay tuned and subscribe to this channel so you don't miss any of our riding videos, because we're here in LA, and also riding season is right around the corner in Colorado, so we'll have some cool stuff coming up. See you in the next one.